All right, we're going to talk about fear today, but probably not in the way you're used to. We're going to explore this really interesting idea from Eastern wisdom that says fear isn't something you have to fight. Instead, it's more like an illusion you can just dissolve. So let's dive in. Okay, let's just start with a kind of wild question. What if that fear you feel, the one that grips you and causes very real stress, what if it isn't actually real at all? What if it's just a trick your mind is playing on you, like a powerful mental mirage? Seriously, this one idea is the key to everything we're about to unpack. So, this illusion, this trick, we're going to call it a mental mirage. It's a belief that feels incredibly real, but it's fueled by a basic mistake, a case of mistaken identity. And here's the paradox, right? The threat itself might be totally unreal, but the stress it creates in your body and your mind? Oh, that is 100% real. So what exactly is this mistaken identity? And this, right here, this is the core of it all. See, according to this way of thinking, fear can only exist when we get confused about who we are, when we mix up the permanent, real you with all the temporary, changing labels we wear throughout our lives. Let's break this down a bit. Think of it like this. On one side, you've got your pure self. This is just your core awareness, that simple, powerful feeling of I am. It doesn't change, and its natural state is peaceful. But then on the other side, you've got this false identity. This is built out of all the temporary labels we attach to ourselves. Our jobs, our roles, like being a husband or a wife, our financial status, even our passing moods, like I am anxious. But see, all that stuff comes and goes. It's not the real, permanent you. And here's the crucial part. When we mistake these temporary labels for our actual selves, we're basically handing fear a full tank of gas. For example, if your entire identity is wrapped up in I am a successful manager, then the thought of losing your job isn't just a career problem, it feels like a threat to your very existence. That's where that gut-wrenching stress comes from. So how does this fear actually build up? You can picture it like an elevator going up through 4 floors of your mind. See, fear almost never just shows up as a full-blown panic attack. It starts out as a whisper, and it gets louder and louder as it climbs each floor, and our attachment to that false identity gets stronger along the way. So on the first floor, fear is barely noticeable, maybe just a little knot in your stomach. Then it goes up to the second floor, and it's this nervous energy, right? An anxiety that you might try to hide from other people. By the third floor, it's a full-blown emotion. You feel genuinely threatened, and your body wants to fight, run away, or just shut down completely. And then, if it reaches the top floor, that's when your intellect gets hijacked. The fear becomes a core belief, a deep, unshakable conviction, and that's when it causes serious stress and real physical changes in your body. Okay, so we see the problem and how it escalates. The big question is, how do we stop it? Well, the key isn't to wrestle the fear into submission. The real strategy is to dismantle the mistaken identity that's giving it all its power. And to do that, we have a very specific mental tool: inner discernment. Discernment, which is called viveka in Sanskrit, is basically the mental muscle you build to see the difference. It's the moment-to-moment practice of separating your true, unchanging self, that core I am, from all those noisy, temporary, and frankly fearful thoughts that your false identity keeps churning out. This quote from the teacher Girish Jha just nails it. Discernment isn't some app you can download or a machine you can buy. It is a completely internal process. It's all about using the awareness you already have to see the mirage for what it is. This is a superpower you can access right now. So, how do you actually do this? Well, it starts with really listening, with 100% focus to ideas like this. Then you have to actually think about it, let it sink in. And here's the most important part. You have to start questioning your own thoughts. When you feel that spark of anxiety, you learn to pause and ask yourself, wait a minute, is this a threat to the real me, or is this just a threat to one of my temporary masks? Now, knowing you need to do this is one thing, but how do you pull it off when you're in the middle of a stressful moment? That's where having a clear, structured practice really helps. So let's walk through something called the breathe method. It's like a step-by-step guide to rebooting your mind. The word breathe is just an acronym that walks you through this mental reboot. It stands for build your inner ground, return your senses inward, experience the observer, activate your wisdom, tend to the breath, and finally, harmonize the mind. Put them all together, and these steps are designed to shift you out of that knee-jerk reaction and into a state of calm awareness.
And we can make this even simpler by breaking it down into 3 stages. Stage 1 is all about creating some space. It's where you actively remind yourself, I am the one watching this thought, I am not the thought itself. Stage 2 is where you use your breath to bring your mind and body back into sync, really letting that wisdom settle in. And stage 3, you just observe. You do nothing. And in that quiet, calm space, the fear just loses its power, and that mental mirage starts to dissolve.
So when you put all these pieces together, it all leads to this one really profound conclusion. The path to getting past fear isn't about trying to change everything in the outside world. It's an inside job. It's about fundamentally changing the relationship you have with your own mind.
You know, it's funny. The word personality actually comes from the Latin word persona, which literally means a mask worn by an actor. And we spend so much of our lives polishing and protecting these masks, don't we? The mask of the good parent, the successful employee, the cool friend. But real peace doesn't come from having the perfect mask. It comes from remembering and reconnecting with the true, unchanging you that's always there, right behind it.
And really, that's the bottom line. It's such a simple shift, but it changes everything. Instead of running around trying to control the world just to protect our fragile, temporary identities, we do the inner work. We recognize that those identities aren't who we really are. As the saying goes, there is nothing to change outside, only the change inside. So I'll just leave you with this one final thought to take with you. As you go about your day today, what's one temporary identity, one mask that you can practice looking beyond? It can be something really small. The goal isn't to get rid of your roles or responsibilities, it's just to remember that they are what you do, not who you are. Because in that little bit of space, in that separation, that's where you'll find your freedom from fear.